Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs, July 21st, 2015. So, with respect to the Parliament, as expected in the previous classes, also I was telling you, it's going to be a stormy session of the Parliament. Issues are many, silences are also many. The most important person of the nation, the Prime Minister, was maintaining silence on so many important issues with respect to the External Affairs Minister of India and the Chief Ministers of both Rajasthan and also Madhya Pradesh. Being the topmost man of the country, he is expected to speak something, but he never tried to break the silence. But yesterday and today, he was trying to reach the opposition parties and to have a discussion on various issues. But the political parties are adamant, and they were very strict even today also, the opposition parties. They demanded regarding the issue of the Lalit Modi to be discussed on the floor of the parliament. That's the reason why Lok Sabha was adjourned and Rajya Sabha was also adjourned. And one day has been wasted, and tomorrow also it seems that there is going to be a stormy session. Until and unless the Prime Minister makes a statement, clear-cut statement on Lalit Modi, Sushma Swaraj, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Vasundhara Raje, the opposition is not going to be quite silent. The demand is only one: first, remove them or ask them to submit the resignation letter. When the things are very clear, they are expected to submit the resignation letter. So that's the point number one. And let me open the document and I'll show it to you. And of course, kindly observe what is happening in the parliament on day-to-day basis. So whatever the points you have learned during your Indian polity classes, so those will come in handy to understand the parliament in a better manner. Now let me open the document. I have few questions because the parliament, the monsoon session has been started today, and I'll show you those questions. And these are the generally asked questions with respect to any competitive examination. Look at this. The parliament session began today, and the issues, the major issues are related to, I told you the names already. That is what is happening until and unless they are not resigning. Opposition parties are not at all willing to make the convenient transaction of the business in the parliament. So I have a question here. I kindly have a look at this and please try to answer this. You know the answer for this. The question is that who summons and prorogues the parliament? Look at the question, look at the options and try to give the answer, please. I told you this so many times. The parliament is summoned and prorogued. Summon means beginning of a session. So today the parliament has been summoned, July 21st. And over a period of time, the parliament will be prorogued. Prorogue means ending of the session. Summon means beginning of a session. Prorogue means ending of the session. Now the question is that who summons and prorogues the parliament? Answer is the President of India. If you look at the options A, B, C, D, A, I gave Speaker, B, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, C is the Prime Minister, and D is the President. Answer is D, the President of India. So this is one of the legislative powers of the President conferred by the Constitution. But kindly remember, the President will be summoning and proroguing the Parliament on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. As we know, the Prime Minister is the real executive, and this gentleman will be giving the advices, and the President is expected to follow that. So obviously the answer should be D. Yes, the answer is D. So I also have one more question with me. Kindly have a look at this. The Lok Sabha is adjourned by, today you have seen the Lok Sabha has been adjourned. Today also you have seen the Rajya Sabha has been adjourned for 4 times. 4 times it has been adjourned today. But maybe some of you are there who are looking at the videos for the first time maybe. So for your convenience, let me give you. Today what happened? The parliament session has begun. That is called parliament has been summoned. So once the parliament is summoned, that is considered to be beginning of the session. So what is expected from the members of the parliament is that every member is expected to cooperate with the procedures of the house and see that the procedures are happening in a very smoothful manner. But unfortunately, what happens, since we have a parliamentary democracy, so many political parties are present, and each political party may have its own agenda to discuss in the parliament. But otherwise, basically in the parliament, so we have some committees called business advisory committees. So there is a business advisory committee in Lok Sabha. There is also another business advisory committee in Rajya Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, the chairman of Business Advisory Committee is the speaker. In the Rajya Sabha, it is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. That is nothing but the vice president of India. And this Business Advisory Committee will decide the agenda of the day. So what are the matters to be discussed in this on this particular day will be decided by the Business Advisory Committee. But another fundamental principle in the parliamentary form of government is that the voice of the minorities should be heard. Minorities in the sense I am talking about the minority political parties. So today BJP has the majority and the remaining all parties are considered to be the minority in the parliament. So they have their own demands. If you look at Congress or any other political party, they are demanding for the discussion on the relation between Lalit Modi and Sushma Swaraj and the role of Vasundhara Raje and also Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So many demands are there. That's the reason why they have every right to demand that a particular subject has to be discussed. And they have every right. But during the time, government speaks something, opposition parties will speak something. During that time, it becomes really very difficult for the speaker to run the show. Smooth full functioning of the Lok Sabha may not happen. That is the place where the speaker announces adjourn. Whenever speaker says adjourn, the meaning is nothing but it is a temporary suspension of the house for a definite period of time. Definite in the sense the speaker may say the house is adjourned for 5 minutes, meaning starting from now for a period of 5 minutes, for a period of 5 minutes, the house is not going to meet. For a period of 5 minutes only, not more than that, the speaker will say. And the speaker may say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours, or 1 day also speaker can say. And once speaker says is adjourn, and for that particular period, no discussion, no procedure will take place. That is the meaning of the adjourn. Adjourn means it is a temporary suspension of the house for the definite period of time in the Lok Sabha. What is this time will be decided by the speaker. Am I clear? That is called adjourn. Prorogue is different from adjourn. Prorogue means I am ending the session. And that ending the session, prorogue is done by the President of India. We have discussed. But during this summon and prorogue, the number of days are called a session. It's a session, in fact. During the session, the role of the speaker becomes very crucial in the Lok Sabha. And the speaker will be suspending the house for the temporary period of time, and that is called adjourn. Am I clear? Kindly, I'll show the document. Have a look at this now. Look at this. the Lok Sabha is adjourned by? Obviously, the answer should be the President, the Vice President, Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, or D, the Speaker. Now you can answer. The answer is speakers. Am I clear? Next. Next, I'll go to the next line. Similar type of question. Have a look at this. The Rajya Sabha is adjourned by ABCD. Simple. I was telling you during our polity classes, whatever the role that is performed by the speaker in the Lok Sabha, the same function, similar type of functions are also performed by the chairman in the Rajya Sabha. Who is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And he is performing the same functions. Obviously, in Rajya Sabha also we have different political parties. And the Rajya Sabha also may demand various issues to be discussed on the floor of the house where the government wants to discuss something else. During the time, a ruckus will be created. In the ruckus, you cannot run the show. During the time, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha will adjourn the house. Lok Sabha by the speaker, Rajya Sabha by the chairman. Am I clear? Very, very important points. Next, I'll go to the next point. I was discussing this point with you in the previous classes, and kindly have a look at this. First, read the question, please. In which of the following states the Chikki scam took place? And this scam is, unfortunately, this chikkis will be supplied to the children, the school children. It's a huge scam, unfortunately, it took place, and the quality is not up to that mark. And in this scam, the government, rather one particular minister, cleared the purchases worth of 206 crores through government resolutions on a single day instead of inviting tenders. This is a violation of the norms. Now the question is that where it happened. 31 lakh cages of chikkis. So huge. How can you give it to some Tom, Dick and Harry? Obviously, if you move the court will question. Yes, now this particular case is under the jurisdiction of under the purview of the Mumbai High Court. So now you can guess the answer because I said Mumbai High Court. Obviously, the state is Maharashtra. Am I clear? It's a very, very, very big scam, and the High Court also took it very seriously. It wanted the government to file an affidavit within a very short period of time. And the High Court also wanted to know how come you give such a big order to one person, and what are the equipments that are available with him. All the information the High Court wants now. This is how the scams will take place in India. And the leaders, the shameless leaders who are involved in this one, they try to defend themselves and they try to protect themselves, and they refuse to submit the resignation letters. See, kindly remember one point I would like to say. Always some contradictions are there. When there is a scam, when there is any serious allegation like sex scandal or something, the concerned person, if he is a very, very important person, he is expected to submit the resignation letters. Why should, some people will ask me, so why should they submit the resignation letter first of all? They are not convicted. Without conviction, how can you ask them to submit the resignation letter? See, the fundamental point is just one and the same. The person who is supposed to protect the Constitution of India, if he is facing any accusations or the allegations, one norm is that let him step down from that position and cooperate with the investigating agencies as far as the investigation is concerned, and let him prove that he is not guilty, he or she, whoever it is. Let him prove that he or she not guilty, then you can come back. So by having so many allegations against you, you are not expected to be there in such a powers, because people will suspect. It may be right, it may not be right, but until and unless the prima facie evidences are not there, it's not so easy to accuse them. That's the reason why there is a serious demand for resignation of Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Vasundhara Raje, and also Sushma Swaraj. And this particular case, the minister is related to Maharashtra, Pankaja Munde. So these are the people who are expected to submit the resignation letter. Ethics, they have to follow the ethics. When you have the allegations, step down, prove yourself and come back. People will salute you if you are not guilty. But at time being, you are expected to step down. That is the reason, especially the people who are there in the higher position. It is not just framing the allegations against someone. These are the serious allegations. Come on, you are a person who belongs to the people. Do something for the people. You cannot stick yourself to your position. That is what is expected in a parliamentary democracy, because you are responsible to the people. People are watching you and you have to submit the resignation letters. Am I clear? Very, 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 very important. But our leaders are, our politicians are completely shameless, and they are so adamant, though they commit very serious crimes also, they don't ever say that they are going to submit the resignation letters. Look at L.K. Advani, the senior person in the Bharatiya Janata Party. He was accused in Babur Mosque demolition, and immediately after that he submitted the resignation letters. So that is considered to be the ethics on the part of a leader. And he submitted the resignation letter. Later again he contested, then he got elected. That's a different thing. But become answerable to the people. This is what is expected. Lal Bahadur Shastri submitted the resignation letter because of the rail accident when he was a railway minister. Where are the ethics have gone? Varaha Venkatagiri submitted the resignation letter when he wanted to contest as the president of India. At that time, he was the vice president. So these are the morals, these are the ethics. Nobody is mentioned. We are not saying that an accused person must step down is mentioned in the constitution. No, it is not mentioned in the constitution. That's the reason why so many accused are contesting in the elections and they are getting elected to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and various state assemblies. So this is a complete shame on our Indian democracy. And this is being made by our politicians. It's a matter of a very, very serious concern. But all the political parties are alike and no political party wants to change this. That's the reason why we look more towards the judiciary than towards our politicians. Am I clear? That's the reason why they are expected to submit the resignation letters. Now let me show you the document once again. Look at this. In which of the following states the Chakki scam took place and it cleared purchases worth of 206 crores through government resolutions on a single day instead of inviting tenders? It's a violation of norms. And the state is Maharashtra. Option C is the answer. That's Maharashtra. Kindly remember this. Look at this. The contract was given to a person to manufacture 31 lakh cases of Chikki. Then the Bombay High Court is looking into this case. Okay. Now let me come back to the screen. Of course, I have some more international issues, so that I am going to talk to you tomorrow. And for today, I'll take leave of you now. I wish you all the very, very best. And thank you so much for being with me. And I definitely see you tomorrow in the evening. Thank you.